Hello everyone, my name is Adam and I'm the head organizer of Cambridge Chemistry Race. In this video I will give you an overview of our Moodle website which will be used for the 2021 online competition. If you go to the Moodle website, you first need to log in and fill in your details. This will take you to the dashboard. In your dashboard, you will already see the Chemistry Race 2021 demo. You can also go to Site Home, where you will see all the courses, including the Czech demo, and in due course you'll see the English competition and the Czech competition. You will of course have access only into the English version. So let's go into our course. Here you can see the questions that are available, and on the left you can see a lot of buttons, but the important one is grades. Chemistry Race is called a race because you can in real time compete with others. If you click on grades, you will see a table of all the participating teams and their point gains in individual questions. You can go between 3 different views. The full one, which includes the course total here on the right, that's probably what you'll be mostly interested in, and a contracted one, where you see only the course total. If you'd like to see all the questions and the course total, right now there are just a few, but in the real competition there will be 60 questions. So if you want to see the course total more conveniently on the left side, you can go into Setup, General, Show More, Aggregation Position, First, Save Changes, and here I have course total in the first place conveniently. You can order the teams both ascending and descending depending on what you prefer. You can update this website. This website will be updated throughout the competition, so at any point you can check how well you're doing. Just like in the normal competition, we will hide the leaderboard sometime before the end of the competition to create an element of surprise for the closing ceremony. Now let's go back into the main page of the course. We can either use this toolbar or the button on the left. At the beginning, you will have 6 questions available to you. The questions are labeled with a letter, full stop, followed by a number. We have 10 levels in each one, 6 questions. The first level is A, second level is B, and so on. This numbering is important because if you have troubles with any one of the questions, there are organizers to help you, but each organizer is specialized in only one group of questions based on the number. So let's imagine that I have a problem with question that ends with 2, be it A2, B2, C2, and so on. In that case, I want to contact organizer 2. I can click on Message Organizer and it will take me into Moodle chat. Moodle chat has actually opened in a new tab, so I can easily go back. Here, the organizer will know which team is messaging them. So there's no need to introduce yourself or to put your name at the end, but you should always explain which question is giving you troubles. So you can say something like, "Hi, we have a problem with question C2." And you briefly describe the problem. If the problem is a small one, you can get a reply in the chat, but the organizer may also send you a link into a Jitsi meeting room. How do these Jitsi meeting rooms work? Well, you have one such room listed in the Information for Participants website, and is the Chemistrace help desk. This one will be active between the opening ceremony and the beginning of the competition at 10. This Jitsi meeting room will be used to help you log in if you have any problems. But if you need any help during the competition, please contact organizers using one of the chats. So, let's go into the Jitsi room. The first time you open the Jitsi, you need to allow it to access your camera. So I put in the camera and the microphone that I want to use and allow it. The second important thing is to set your name. While in the Moodle chat, the organizer can see which team is messaging them. In the Jitsi room, you need to set your name. So you can say something like, "My team XYZ," and your name. You need to do this only the first time you open Jitsi. So we encourage you to log in into this help desk Jitsi before the competition itself. You can do it even now, and as long as you do it in the same browser that you will be using during the competition, the name will stay. So let's join the meeting. And now I'm in the Jitsi meeting with a helpful organizer that will help me with my problems. If you want, you can have more members of your team in the same Jitsi meeting, but please all of you set your name to your team name and maybe plus your first name so we know how to address you when we talk to you. Jitsi is tested to work in Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome, but you can also try it on your own in other browsers. So if you need to communicate with organizers, please first use the chat, and in the chat they may send you a link to a Jitsi, which will be a different one than for the help desk, and you can meet them there. Let's go back and try to solve some questions. All the questions are in PDF files. If you want, you can open the links from the main page, and all the questions will open as PDF files. This is useful for multiple reasons. Firstly, it's much easier for us to process the questions and then generate the PDFs. Secondly, sometimes it's useful if you can just send the PDF into a chat with your team members rather than let them navigate onto the same page and find the same question. Yes, that's one important thing. All members of your team can log into Moodle at the same time. So if you just pass them the details, all of you can be looking at the questions and solving them in parallel and collaborate during the competition. If I open question A1, the first thing that I see is, apart from the link to the PDF, a button saying attempt quiz now, and that takes me into a test which has two questions. The first one is the question itself and again a link to the PDF. So I read the question very carefully. I decide on what the correct answer is, and then I fill it in and check my answer. Oh no, the answer is incorrect, and the submission penalty is 1. The grading system in chemistry race works as follows. If you get it right on the first time, you get 4 points. On the second time, you get 3 points. On the third time, you get 2 points. But on the fourth time and any later attempt, you get 1 point. So you always get at least 1 point for solving a question. This is to encourage you to solve questions even if you perhaps had a few trials and only then realized where your mistake was. So this first question are the 3 points that can be deducted for wrong answers, and the second question is the 1 point that's safe regardless of how many times you try. So I can try a second time, and now my penalty is 2 points, but third time I managed to answer the question correctly, and I received a string of characters that I now need to copy and paste into the second question. Now, the reason for this is that we needed the marking scheme that we are used to, and we also need to open new questions automatically after old questions are answered. And in order to do that, the most elegant solution is this copy pasting of strings. If you by accident copy it, let's say including the quotation marks, don't worry. It will give an error, but you won't have any points deducted for it, so you can just try again. Without the quotation marks, and it's correct. However, please, when this happens, don't rush back onto the next question. You must first finish the attempt and click Submit All and Finish. Confirm it. And only now you've actually answered the question. Now I can go back and try answering the next question. As you can see, a new question has appeared, and you can see that I've already completed question A1. This way, you'll know which questions you're missing. You don't have to solve questions in order. So if I decide that I want to solve question B1 right now, and maybe I got stuck on question A2 and A3, I can still continue with B1. I attempt the quiz, open the PDF. This time it's a question involving calculations. Please read the question carefully, especially the format of your answer. It asks for an answer in liters, and it asks for at least 3 significant figures. I type in my answer, and what happened this time is that I made a typo. Instead of decimal dot, I put decimal comma. And the accepted format in the English competition will be decimal dot. This won't count as an error, and I won't have any marks deducted. You can see that it's without penalty. Then I put in the correct result, and again I get a string of characters that I need to copy without the quotation marks into question 2. Click check. This is needed to unlock the next question and also to give you one of your points. And then don't forget to finish the attempt and submit all and finish. Now I can go back, and this time we can look at question A2. This one is interesting because it uses the molecular formula editor. So let's look at what molecules we're supposed to draw. 4-nitrophenol and 4-aminophenol. You can put 2 molecules in the same window, and it doesn't matter in which order you do it. So for a phenol, let's start with a benzene ring. Then I need an atom there. You can either use the buttons on the left, or you can just hover your mouse and press O to make it into an oxygen. And the same with a nitrogen. Now I want to draw the second molecule, but as you can see, it won't allow me to. So if I want to draw a new molecule, I first have to click new, and then I can start a new molecule. Let's see what happens if I make an error. Every time you press check, all the molecules will be moved to the center. This is an unwanted feature of the editor, but it's not too troublesome, because if you click anywhere near the molecule and drag, you can just move it around. Next, I need the nitro group. So I can draw the atoms and make them into the correct type. But some of you may notice that this is actually an incorrect way of drawing the nitro group. Nitrogen can't have 5 bonds, and we should draw just 4 with a positive charge on nitrogen and a negative charge on oxygen. Unfortunately, it's the property of this molecular editor that it can't draw the correct structure. So throughout Chemistry Race 2021, this will be accepted as the correct answer. If you use this functional group button, you can actually find the nitro group here. And as you can see, it does give you the wrong answer. But this will be marked as correct, and please realize that this isn't what you should draw anywhere else. I have to copy and paste the string of characters, check it, and then finish my attempt, submit all, and finish. Now I can go back. In the meantime, I solved one of the other questions, because the next one I want to show you is C1. The reason why is that the number you get is a very, very large number, because it asks for the number of molecules of hydrogen that you get. So, if you calculate it correctly, you get 3.011 times 10 to the 23. So the way you type such numbers is using E and then 23. This is a standard way of typing exponential numbers for computers. It's not the Euler number, it means times 10 to the 23. Again, copy the string and it unlocked the next question. So broadly speaking, these are the types of questions that you will meet. It will be either selecting from options, answering in numbers, drawing formulas, and sometimes typing text into boxes. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. See you at the competition.